What's up YouTube? John Macy here, and as from the title of the video, you already know, we're doing a pre-workout tier list ranking from all the pre-workouts I've ever tried, which is a good bit, so we're gonna get right into it. So S tier is gonna be the best pre's I've ever had. A tier is gonna be really good. C tier is gonna be average / good. C tier is gonna be like, I wouldn't grab it, I would probably never use it again, but it's not complete trash. And then E tier is gonna, or D tier, I mean, is gonna be just trash. So let's get right into it. So first up, we got C4. Going straight into the trash tier. It's literally just caffeine and beta-alanine. So next up after that is gonna be Total War, which this was actually my daily driver for like 3 years. So very, the energy felt really good. Not much focus. The pump was good, but just the beta-alanine was really strong, which I liked on it. So that was my, I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Just, there's better pre-workouts, but if I was gonna recommend a pre-workout for a beginner, it would be Total War for sure, just to start off. So next up after that, we have Batch 27, which I'm going to put this in B tier with Total War. However, I do think it is a step up from Total War in a sense. Batch 27 has more focus ingredients, probably a better pump too. The only thing I didn't like about Batch 27 is it had synephrine in it, which makes your like heartbeat more excessive than usual, which I didn't like. Maybe sweat more than usual, so it was really hard to breathe. But for, the formula is good. It's called Batch 27 for a reason, because it took them 27 batches to find the perfect formula. But there still is better pre's out there, but very good for, you want something with good pump, good focus, high-end caffeine content. Batch 27 is good, going to B tier. The next one after that is going to be Alphaline Superhuman Supreme, which is sadly discontinued. I don't know why, because it was one of their best products. Like, it was so good. Superhuman Supreme was like the first pre that I had taken, non-DMHA, that just blew my, just was like, wow, just blew my daily from Total War just out of the park. Like, insane pumps. I'd say mediocre focus, but just super like positive, like driven energy. Just, you feel so good while you're training. The pumps are crazy. The power output, I felt so strong on it. It's going in the A tier. I can't put it in the S tier, but there are some more on this list that are better. But Superhuman Supreme's going in the A tier. You can still get it on eBay, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. After Superhuman Supreme, we have Nitroflex, which this was actually my first pre-workout that I've ever taken. So, obviously my caffeine tolerance is very lower at the time, but it doesn't make the fact that it's not a good pre-workout. I'm saying right now it's going in the trash tier. Now, it does have more ingredients than C4, but they're also underdosed, and it's a proprietary blend that it doesn't even matter, because they're so underdosed that you don't even feel anything. Like, it literally feels like caffeine and beta-alanine. So yeah, it's going in the trash tier. So next up, we have Ryse Blackout, which I'll be honest, I don't really remember that much of the experience. I do remember it was high energy, very like feel good energy, good focus. I will say this pre-workout had good focus and good pumps. So that being said, it's going in the A tier, but I only took it once. So, but if I had to compare it to Superhuman Supreme, Superhuman Supreme's better. So we're going with that. Next up on the list is everyone's favorite, maybe not, is Ryse Godzilla. which I think this pre-workout is a little overhyped. It's good. Like, it's good. I'll say right now, the pumps are probably the most stand-out-ish part, if that's even a word, from this pre. The pumps are just insane. There's so much citrulline, there's so much nitrates, there's so much pink Himalayan sea salt. Like, the pump is definitely like the star of the show of this pre. Zero focus, like none. I felt zero focus. That's why I'm gonna put this pre-workout in a different ranking in a sec. But the energy was, I'd say, normal energy. Nothing like, oh my gosh, I felt amazing, but just, average energy. Power output was crazy. Pumps and power output were utterly insane. I'm gonna say that right now. If you want a pre with insane pumps and power output, get Ryse Godzilla. But besides that, it was not that eventful. Like, I didn't feel good training on it at all. But the pump and the power output was silly. So I'm putting it in the B tier, unfortunately, just because I didn't like it that much. So yeah. I meant to say, this is definitely better than, I would say it's better than Total War and Batch 27, so I'm going to put it in front of that, but it's not going to go in the A tier. So next up after that, we have Adonis Complex Pre, which probably most of y'all never even heard of, but it's got 200 milligrams of caffeine, so very daily driver caffeine. Really good citrulline pump. It's got like 10 grams of citrulline, I think, and it's got two focus ingredients. So very, very good for a daily. Nothing like, oh my gosh, this is like the best daily ever. So that's all I'm going to say for that. It's going to go straight into B tier. All right, next up we have Decimate, which this was my first DMHA pre. So I do have some more DMHA pre's on the list, but any DMHA pre I probably list on here is going to go in a higher ranking because it is DMHA. If you don't know what DMHA is, you probably shouldn't even have clicked on this video because you haven't been using pre-workout long enough. So yeah, but Decimate was the first DMHA pre I'd taken. It was it was insane. Like, I felt like I was flying. Like, I was so euphoric. I was so locked in, just like bubble. Like, it had new pept in it. Just bubble. Just killing the weights. Euphoric energy. The music sounds so much better. You're just in the zone. The mind-muscle connection is crazy. So it's going in the A tier because there are other DMHA pre's, unfortunately, that I've had that are better. But this could be in the S tier if it wasn't for the other pre's I've taken. So we're keeping it in the A tier. So that's that. So next up, before I even say what it is, this is the pre that made me stop using Alpha Line Superior and Supreme. Yeah, can you believe that? It's Symbiote version 2. This thing is, I like 3/4 a scoop, 2/3 a scoop this stuff sometimes, and it's still better than any other pre I've ever taken, non-DMHA. Like, Symbiote version 2 is the best non-DMHA pre I have taken so far. Like, point period. Like, it's so good. So good. Like, when you take Symbiote, like, the it's such, like, it's got DMA in it. It's so just, it's like feel-good focus. Like, clear-headedness. Like, you're so clear-headed. You're so, like, the feel-good focus. Not much for pumps. I would usually stack this with a pump formula. So not much for pumps here. Now there is some citrulline in it, so you're gonna get a little bit of pump, but it's nothing crazy. Pumps are not the star of the show here. The star of the show is like just clear-headedness. Honestly, euphoric energy, and feel good focus. It's just a cluster bomb of goodness. It's what I use right now. It's what I use every single workout, unless I want to use DMHA. So, if you couldn't tell, Symbiote's going in the S tier. First one in the S tier. So, next up is Juiced, which, by the way, I might show pictures of the containers and label probably over here, possibly, if I haven't already. Juiced is another DMHA pre that feels amazing. It's, if I have to compare it to like Decimate, it's very different. But if I had to compare the two, that's a tough one. A tough one. I'm just gonna say it's another DMHA pre that is just, you feel like definitely elicit happiness a little bit for sure. With, yeah, that's all I can say. It's just glycerol pump with, it's a stim blend. It's just, you're locked into your training, locked in, semi illicit focus, feeling amazing. 400 milligrams of caffeine with the DMHA. Yeah, it's going in the A tier. I can't say it's better than Decimate. I'm gonna have to tie it there. So next up is another DMHA pre, and it's Define Unleashed Limited Edition. Yeah, this pre is insane. Insane. It was really hard for me to decide where I was going to put this one, but it's got 450 milligrams caffeine. It's got, obviously, DMHA, like I said, and stacked focus ingredients. Your head is just in another space of mind with this pre. You feel so good during training. You even feel better like towards the end of your workout or the end of your workout with this pre than like the beginning, which is crazy. Post-workout euphoria is real with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in the S tier. It's going in the S tier. It's going in the S tier. It's gonna be at the bottom of the S tier, but it's an S tier. It's better than Decimate. It's better than Juiced. I'm gonna have to say right now, it's better than Decimate and Juiced. I'm saying it. Next up on the list is Assassin V8. Which, if some of y'all have heard of that, yeah, you've heard it right. Assassin V8. If y'all can see the label right now, it's insane. I think it's got like 400 milligrams of DMHA, which is like 2 times the amount of like the other 3 DMHA pre's I've already mentioned, and it's got like 600 milligrams of caffeine. It's got 3 different caffeine sources, and it like totals up to like 600. I was scared to take this because this was well above my caffeine tolerance. I was scared. I was actually scared. So I ended up, I think, 3/4 scooping it. So I was definitely on like, it had to have been over like 500 or more. Like it had to be around 500 milligrams of caffeine and probably like 300 milligrams of DMHA, which at the time, well, no, it was the most I've ever taken for caffeine-wise and DMHA. It was too much. Still very good, but my head was so off my body, I couldn't even think. I hit a 3-hour workout. I had an hour of cardio, and I was still like wanting to do something. Like 7-8 hours of energy. I've never had a pre like it. It was too much for me personally. Still a really good pre, but I wouldn't take it again. But it's going in the A tier because it's still loaded. It's still good. Next up is Zeus. Oh boy, I love Zeus. I love Zeus. Dude, every time I take Zeus, I get, like when I'm pre-hyping in the car, blasting that hard style, like, the pre-hype euphoria is insane on Zeus. it's probably the best DMHA pre that I've taken so far right now. Definitely. More euphoria post-workout than even in the workout. The workout is so good. Not much for pumps, but just a euphoric stim blend. Locked in. Training feels good. Music feels 5 times better, man. Yeah, just... yeah, the post-workout euphoria was insane on this. That's what stood out. It was like, holy, like, you're high on it, man. You're high on Zeus. You're high pre-workout hype and even more post-workout hype. Such a good pre to train on. I look forward to taking Zeus every time I take it. So with that being said, it's going to S tier. It's better than Divine Unleash in my opinion. Yeah. Next up, we have Woke AF, which I have not taken this pre in a long time. It was definitely around when I was like venturing into pre-workouts and the caffeine tolerance was lower, and I was like, I was trying new pre's. Wasn't very eventful for me, even maybe if the caffeine was too much for my tolerance at the time. I think it's like 300 milligrams, like 300 to 325, something like that. If like definitely felt like a heartbeat, just like it didn't feel like good caffeine, like with Nitroflex. Just didn't feel like good caffeine, which I think it's my tolerance, but even if it was that at the time, I just didn't like it. The focus ingredients are underdose, the pumps underdose, so it's not complete trash, but it is going to go in the C tier, so that's for Woke AF. Next up is Edge of Insanity. Yeah, I do not recommend anyone take this pre-workout. This should be called Edge of a Heart Attack. Yeah. To add on to that, there was some focus in it. But it was like 400 milligrams of caffeine, but not the smooth kind. It was like survival 400. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna die. Like if you're a stim junkie, like, oh, 400 milligrams, like this is a high end energy. Like, no, like this is bad. Like, I don't know what, this is garbage. No one should ever take this. It was horrible. I hated the experience going in the D tier, trash. Next up, we have Dark Horse version 2, which I don't know if this is a DMHA or DMA pre. I cannot remember. All I remember is I heard version 1 was similar to Dark Energy, someone said, and I was like, oh, I gotta try this. I was like, this similar to Dark Energy? I was like, ain't no way. And the version 1 to version 2 label is different, so, but I still had like my expectations, like, okay, this is still gonna be pretty good. And it was good, but it's not what I was expecting. You know, people were saying like, oh my gosh, this is like this is the closest thing to Dark Energy. No, it definitely had the slight illicit focus. It felt like DMHA, just slight illicit focus. You felt good on it. You felt good, like definitely like, you know, a little illicit happiness, you know. But besides that, it wasn't over the top. It was just, you know, a little illicit focus, a little illicit happiness, nothing crazy, but it's still going to A tier. So next up we have MHN Eris Titanium, which is another DMHA pre. This has like nothing for pumps. This is just another stim blend. This felt really good. This was just something, the DMHA felt so clean. It was just not much for focus, but just a very smooth uplift in mood, and it made training really enjoyable. That's all I can really say about it. It's going in the A tier. Next up, we have Smack version 2, non-DMHA now. This was another one that I took that beat Alpha Lion Superhuman Supreme in my opinion. The only problem is drinking it was it was so hard to drink that I literally like gave the tub to someone. Like I sold it to someone. It tasted that bad. It has, I think it's the salt in it. It has pink Himalayan sea salt, but going over it, it has like 500 milligrams of ryeodronesis, 500 milligrams of theobromine. The mood elevation is insane. Clear-headed, positive mood elevation is insane. Not like locked in focus, but just clear-headed, peaked to the max, clear-headed, positive motivation, like energy, like to the max that you can get natural without illicit stims. The pumps were insane. Good citrulline. The pink Himalayan sea salt, yeah, it's in there. That's why it tasted bad. The pump, if you can force it to drink and get the pump, it's good. I can't say it's better than Symbiote though, but it's the next closest thing I've taken besides Symbiote. It's so for that, it's gonna go in A tier, but it's gonna go at the top of A tier. Next up, we have Inhuman, which is a DMHA pre. This was like this is like maybe my third DMHA pre I was taking at the time. I think it was Decimate, then Defy and Unleash Limited Edition, and then my friend gave me a scoop of Inhuman. This was different than both of them by a lot. This was the first one where I was like, the tunnel vision. Tunnel vision, you're in a tunnel. Like put on some EDM for this, like doom, 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 doom. It like you're just feeling amazing, like in a tunnel, dude. Nothing else matters. You just want to push weight, listen to good music. You're just in that tunnel. You just want to go through your training and kill it, man. It's such a unique pre. It's different than any other DMHA pre. So for that, it's going in the high A tier. Next up, we have Hybrid, which is another DMHA pre. I'm gonna get to this right now. This was the first DMHA pre that was very uneventful. Now, bear with me. I only took it one time, so maybe this is a bad review since I've only took it once. But I didn't have the tub. My friend gave me a scoop, but it didn't even feel like I was on DMHA, to be honest. It felt like a normal pre-workout. Yeah, I did not enjoy it at all. I've had non-DMHA pre's that are better than Hybrid, so that's my opinion on it. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. That's where I'm gonna put it. I saved the best for last for y'all. Are y'all ready for the last one? Crack Gold. Oh my gosh. This pre made every other pre-workout shit. This pre is going to make every other pre you take shit once you take it. So if you want to get it, it's the most expensive pre I've ever bought, but it's also the best pre I own. So this is the first pre I have taken that has DMA in it with DMHA. Dude, this is like king of the gym pre. I mean, some of the other DMHAs are king of the gym pre. This is like, I'm better than everyone. The weights are your bitches, dude. You like the music sounds 50 times better. Like this pre-workout's like illegal. So saying it right now, it's illegal. It was like $80. So you're paying for a good pre, like illicit focus, dude. You don't care about anything. More illicit focus than Inhuman, dog. Like you don't care about anything. Nothing. Your parents could have just have died or whatever. You wouldn't have cared. You wouldn't care. Like you're locked. Illicit focus, killing the weights. That DMA is in there, dude. Dude, the first time I took it, man, it was just, oh my gosh. The DMA or the DMHA is just like the best euphoria I've ever had. The best workout possible. Now, I only take it once a month now because my body has gotten a tolerance to it. So I'm trying to take it. I was taking it like once a week. Now I'm trying to take it once a month so I can have that feeling, because the feeling is just one of a kind, man. One of a kind. Just it's the energy, man. The DMA in you is just insane. It's going to S tier, top of the S tier. Best pre I've taken, nothing else tops it. So guys, that's the end of the pre-workout tier list ranking. Hope y'all enjoyed. Yeah, a lot of pre's we went through. Oh yeah, this is my Camaro, by the way. 2011 Camaro SS. Alright, jokes aside. But it actually is my car. But let me know in the comments if you got any more questions about what I went over. And let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do in-depth pre-workout reviews, or if y'all want like more gym vlogs, or gym videos. So let me know, and peace guys.